Hi everybody, I'm John Finn, and welcome to an unboxing and review. I am stoked. I have been looking for Mosquitor since I first saw the rumblings that he had been released, and I just figured he would never reach a store in my area because the stores in my area only seem to ever stock He-Man and Skeletor. So when I saw this guy on the peg, I absolutely had to have him. It was between him and Ram Man, and I love me some Ram Man, and I hope to get it eventually, but Mosquitor was an absolutely must have. He's got a cool action feature. He's got some fantastic accessories. So let's first take a look at the artwork on this bad boy before we open him up. All right, so here on the back you can see we have Fisto being caught in the dastardly grip of Mosquitor. He's using his fancy blood-sucking power to take his powers from Fisto. You've also got the little instruction booklet or instructions there on the side that show you, that if you press the button on the back, it pumps the blood in his chest. And of course, you can change out the head sculpt as well. And then on the cross-cell, you've got battle damage, Skeletor and He-Man and Buzzsaw Hordak, which is, I guess, we need the Skeletor and the Buzzsaw to complete this set, but we're not too concerned about completing sets or waves. We're just collecting the ones that we like the most. And of course, you've got Castle Grayskull there with the Temple of Darkness Sorceress, which we have here in the background. And finally, the Aerator, which is up top of the castle, but you can't really see it right now because of the angle I've got it for the unboxing and review. All right, I'm going to get this guy open and out of the package, and we'll be right back to take a closer look at Mosquitor and everything he comes with. All right, we've got Mosquitor out of the package and set up here. The first thing we're going to see, of course, is his modular instructions where you can remove the head, you can remove the hands, you can remove the feet at the waist, or the legs at the waist, and then the boots from the legs. One thing he is missing is the arm modulation. You cannot remove his arms from his body, and that probably has to do with the action feature that's included in his chest, keeping it just from you being able to do that kind of modification on the fly. But everything else is the exact same, and of course he does come with this awesome additional head sculpt, which we'll take a look at first. It's got a cool texture on it. It's got a really cool sculpt in terms of just detail, and it looks just leathery and rough and stuff. It's got these beautiful predatory eyes set into it as well. And of course, a little bit of a nod to his original design with the silver kind of cybernetic stuff coming down his little beak or whatever you want to call it there on his face. And it'll just pop right on there really easily. He also comes with an additional hand sculpt, so you can put in his left hand as a grippy hand if you want to. He only comes with the one gun, though, so there is that. It makes me hope that there are some weapons packs coming. And I think they just did that in terms of the two hand sculpts just to kind of justify it being a deluxe figure, because most of the deluxe figures do come with extra hands, so it only makes sense to give him at least one extra hand so he can do something else, I guess. Now let's take a closer look at Mosquitor himself. He's got the original head sculpt on here, very basic black, white, red, and silver paint job. Really well done, though. The paint seems to be pretty much exactly on the mark. There's not a lot of overflow in these areas where you expect there might be, like in here. It's got a cool look to it. And you can move his head super easily. It's got pretty good articulation. It's not too stiff. And even if it was, with this added leverage with this longer beak, really does make it a lot easier than the other head sculpts to bend and stuff like that. You've also got his little gun here. It's fine. It fits in his hands perfectly fine. There's nothing really to note about it, although it does have some pretty good detail where it kind of mimics Mosquitor's little beak there with the ridges and stuff, and I like that. That's a cool little detail. But what we're all here for is the action feature, and let's watch it in action. Yeah, look at that blood ooze down. That's cool. This is worth the non-modular arms, in my opinion. This is worth it having an action feature. I don't like action features that involve the arms, waist, or legs or anything like that, because it really does in my opinion, limit the play possibilities for the figure. I prefer ones that just have good, strong posing articulation and stuff like that. He does come with an additional accessory, which is this kind of blood-sucky globulous thing that will just go right on the tip of his beak. And then it fits on the chest of another figure, so they can both stand up with this on. He's, sucking the life out of them or the blood out of them from a distance. Now let's go ahead and pop off this head sculpt and put on the other one here, the more animal-looking one. Let's see if we can get it popped on there real quick. There we go. Oh, dude, that looks wicked. He looks absolutely evil with that thing on. I don't know which one I like better, though, because they both have different, completely different aesthetics. This one is definitely much more of the Filmation version, where this is just kind of a wicked, almost horror, a movie version of Mosquitor, which I'm okay with, to be completely honest with you. That's a wicked look, and he's going to add a lot to different displays and play sessions. He has the same articulation as all of the other Masters of the Universe Origins figures, which is to say shoulders. His shoulders are a little bit tight, which probably has to do with the arms being non-modular. He's got the elbows. He's got the elbow swivel. He has the wrists that will turn. They'll go back and forth, and they will tilt on the legs, out, forward, back. Knees bend, and the boots will swivel. And, of course, ankle back and forth. It more rocks back and forth instead of forward-back. There's not a lot of forward-back motion because of the blockiness of the boots themselves. Well, yeah, I guess it'll go back. It won't go forward very much, though, so that's still pretty cool. Really nice detail in the sculpt of the boots. They could have cheaped out and gone with something they already had, but thankfully we got this really cool-looking boot on him that I think he would have been missing. Looked like he was missing something without that. So that really does open a lot of possibilities down the road for future figures with all of the extra sculpt bits he has. I hope we get to see these incorporated later. I would really like it if we got a parts set where you could buy different parts for figures to build your own customs. But here's dreaming. I think we'll be lucky if we get the Origins line to continue. He also comes with the mini comic, which all of the Origins figures do, which is one of the things that really makes them worth more to me than the Revelations figures. And it's more than the little single page you get in some of the Masters of the Universe WWE line. Some of them you don't get anything at all. That's just kind of blank inside. But yeah, it's really nice detail. You've got Hordak in there. You've got Man-at-Arms, Tila, basically everybody who's in this line of deluxe figures you've got. I don't see, except for Skeletor, I don't see Skeletor in this, but everybody else, has representation through this little story. And they're nice details. These are beautiful little mini comics. I'm going to keep these definitely for a long time and try to keep them in good shape because they're just neat. They're a fun part of pop culture that really reminds me of my childhood. Anyway, I hope this video helped inform you as to whether or not you want this Mosquitor figure. Spoiler, you do. To give you a look at the action feature, the different accessories that come with it, and just give you an idea of its worth. And I really, really, really endorse this one. This is going to be one of my top Origins figures now. Just like Triclops is my favorite Revelation figure, Mosquitor is going to be pretty close to my top favorite Origin figure, and he's already leading for the year in terms of my favorite figures for the year. And I've already got a number this year, somehow, some way. So yeah, check out your local Target. Check out Big Bad Toy Store. See if you can get your hands on this guy, because I absolutely recommend him. Keep collecting the way you like to collect, whether that's keeping your figures mock or opening them for display or for play. Whatever you like to do is the way that is best to do it. And that's it. That's really the truth. And anybody else, if anybody else, excuse me, tells you otherwise, tell them that you'll pee in their Cheerios. Tell them that, but don't actually do it. Just let them worry that every time they have Cheerios, you might have peed in it. Until next time, I'm John Finn, and I'm out.